Look at Ricky Stenhouse all over the back of Scott Speed.
Again, those two are not only fighting on the racetrack for maybe a win here today, but the championship. Two rookies battling it out for third on the racetrack and for the championship trophy at the end of this season. The final race of the 2008 season for the ARCA Max Series. Your point leader, Scott Speed, running second. Second in the points is running third on the racetrack. That's Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
You know, I wonder if they're going to be team motors because Ricky Stenhouse gets to the inside of Scott Speed. Oh, contact.
Bumping. And the caution has come out again. We've got a problem in turn number 2. Adam Alexander.
And you guys have talked about the opportunities for Scott Speed to get around his teammate at the front of the field, lead a lap, and get those bonus points. But they're actually talking about the opposite. They are so concerned about how aggressive Stenhouse is behind him. Speed has actually talked on the radio about letting the 99 go around, and they make contact. Speed into the wall.
Speed into the wall hard, and that happened because Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was in the back of him. Let's see if he's able to continue on. A lot of damage to the right side of this race car. He needs to make his way onto pit road.
You can look and you can see the rear end is really shifted over to the left. He may have broken a Panhard bar.
Caution has come out once again. It's the 4th one. And Phil, I tell you what, we said it had to be a miracle for there to be any chance for anyone to win other than Ricky Stenhouse or Scott Speed. But the miracle could be happening right now if these two continue to be aggressive on the track. There's your leaders. They're putting him another lap down.
A little contact right there. A little.
Oh, problem. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. around. And, oh, by the way, that was the 2.
Yeah, well, there was no question there. That was a little bit of payback. A little bit of payback.
We got some issues taking place on the racetrack. Obviously, the 99 was given a warning for aggressive driving. The 2 we thought was giving his race car a chance to feel it out and see what was going on. And right now, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is stuck against the wall.
And guess who that leaves in the driver's seat? There's Scott Speed right there stuck in the inside wall. Now Justin Allgaier may be in the driver's seat for this championship.
Let's keep an eye on what's going on here between. We've got some people here that are not going to be happy. One of them, obviously, is Scott Speed. A championship could have just slipped right out of his hands. He's out of his race car and doesn't look like he has any intentions on getting back in it. Adam?
Well, Scott, obviously some frustration. Take us through what happened first when you and Stenhouse got together going into turn 3.
He was on my bumper and he pushed me flat out until I hit the wall. And then the car was completely undrivable. It wasn't even close. It was so bad from hitting the wall. Couldn't do anything with it.
Talk about the retaliation here as we watch the replay.
Hey, he started it. He ain't going to win this championship with that attitude. I mean, that was ridiculous. That was the most blatant thing I ever saw in my life. And honestly, I mean, it's just ARCA. It's how it is.
Now let's show you what the crew is doing. Scott Speed has climbed from the race car, but you can see along this wall behind the pit lane all the parts and pieces. If you're going to win a championship, you got to be prepared to do so. They've got virtually an entire race car sitting behind the wall to put this thing back together. But guys, I'm not sure they're going to be able to do it. That car is major messed up.
Jim Trado.
And we're going to climb in. Ricky Stenhouse remains in the race car. Crew Chief Jeff Campy feverishly working with the crew. We hear welders, hammers. Ricky, from your perspective, this scenario never entered the picture. What do you think happened?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I just hate it for all the Aflac guys. This car was really good, and you know, we hit the rumble strips down here in 1 and 2 and got down to turn 3 and the brakes went to the floor. It hadn't happened last time we were here, but hadn't happened on all practice, but it did, and then I guess he just got us back there when he was a lap down or so. But
Ricky, I heard you discussing some brake issues. Was there any brake issues when you did make contact?
I really couldn't tell what you said there, but when I hit the rumble strips down here in 1 and 2, the brake pedal, I guess it moved the path away from the rotor there, and it just went down in turn 3 and didn't stop as well as I thought it was going to. But, you know, all these athletic guys are working really hard, and hopefully we can just get back out there and hopefully gain some points. You know, I'm pretty sure the championship's out of it, but we just got to go out there and gain as many points as we can.
Ricky Stenhouse will stay in this race car until they tell him it's over, guys, and it won't be over until they're done rebuilding it.
back at Kansas Speedway, NASCAR Nationwide Series action, and one of the championship contenders, in fact, the defending series champion, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. You see the damage in his car after a collision with the 18 of Joey Logano. He did have clearance on that right rear, so they tried to fix him up as best as they could, and there's the 18 of Logano. He's in the pits now. Logano had complained about his car being loose, especially in traffic, just as Stenhouse got to him, and the two of them collided.
Stenhouse had been working Joey Logano, trying to make this pass, but comes up. He's got plenty of room, but well, he just ran over Joey. Yeah. Oh, have trouble.
Got more trouble up in turn number 4 as from the onboard. And on pit road, look at the 18 sort of sending a little message. How about it, DJ?
Yeah, Joey wasn't very happy with that. Joey was up against the wall. Felt like he'd given him plenty of room right there, or on the racetrack when this all happened.
All right, here's the 18 radio.
Well, what happened is the 6 fenced the hell out of us, if you're wondering.
That's what I told him. I said, take a look at our car. You're going to see damage on both sides. We can only go so high. There is a wall there, and we about had to climb the wall to stay off of you.
Stenhouse sitting in second place. Running out. He's running low, and it's not going to happen. He's running out of fuel. Ricky Stenhouse is going to win. Unbelievable.
Way to never give up, guys. Way to never give up. Awesome job. Awesome job. Did he run into you?
Behind Dillon, it was Joey Logano in third, and after the checkered flag, this is what happened.
Yeah, I don't think Logano was still very happy about the earlier contact they had in the race, but what a finish for Stenhouse.
I'll tell you what, though, Joey had an opportunity earlier in the race. If he wanted to, he could have dumped him into the wall. All right, Dave Burns is caught up with Joey Logano.
He finished third, Marty. The driver he had contact with wins the race. Can you describe your thoughts right now, Joey?
That's frustrating. We didn't have the car that could win this thing anyway. Neither did the 6, so it just kind of worked out that way for the both of us. I guess taking the third place finish out of a day like that, we'll take it. But it's unfortunate. You know, we were okay in clean air, got in traffic, and we were just really tight. And then we got fenced, and we tried fixing it, and we came back for a solid finish. So it gets the 18 up there in points still, and keeps that lead and grows it actually a little bit. So, oh well, we'll go on to the next one and try to win that one.
What about the little tap after the race? Is that the last discussion you two are going to have about this?
Yeah, that's all we're going to talk about. That was just like a good job.
Joey smiling through it all. I have a feeling they will have a little more to discuss, maybe over coffee or something like that.
It's unbelievable. From 2 laps down, nearly crashed, your championship on the brink of going away, and now you're just 6 points out of the hunt. What's going through your mind after you guys somehow came back to win that race?
I thank the good Lord first. We were doing a lot of praying there in the car, all trying to get 2 laps back, and he let everything work out. The Sam's Club Mustang, super fast there once we got out front. And then I made the mistake. I was trying to get some debris off the grill. We were running like 300 water temperature, and Joey checked up, and I ran into the side of him. Thought it killed us, but we don't ever give up, and just got to thank All Energy Drink, Nationwide Insurance. All the fans had a great crowd out here today, and I think the race was pretty good.
You said before the race, we've got to win races to have a chance at the championship. When you had that contact and you were 2 laps down, did you think it was over?
I thought it was over for sure. I thought that I had killed it for us. We've given up a lot of points on my end of it, struggling and making mistakes, and we made another mistake, but we were able to bounce back from it and get the job done. Just I think Valvoline Next Gen Ford, just everybody that comes on board with us, Cargill Beef, that was fun.
6th win of the season for the number 6, and Marty, they're 6 points back. Maybe a little luck in the numbers.
And now we got caution. Travis Kvapil and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. together, our 10th yellow of the afternoon.
And we saw Ricky up there running 4th or 5th in the 18 car, racing hard with Ricky. Ricky on a different cycle. Ricky's mad at somebody right here.
They were racing for 22nd. Hard for me to believe. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who's been so consistent in his rookie year, still looking for his first top 10 this season. It's not going to happen today.
He just got talked down.
Yeah, he got talked down right there. Yeah, because he run up there and started passing cars.
Edge.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't trying to get back to the pits fast. He was going somewhere.
No one understands driver emotion like Wally Dallenbach. Here's the replay.
Let's see. Did Danica turn him?
Wow. They just got all hooked together there.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell from that.
Interesting dinner.
Yeah. They were just, it's hard to tell from that angle, but I mean, it's almost, you know, a little bit of a replay from the accident that we saw before. You come down in there, you see him on the inside right there. He looks like he gets turned.
She may have got hit, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell whether she.
Yeah, no, there's some damage on her. Well, there's some damage on her right rear bumper right there.
Danica Patrick out of the race, Marty.
And out of her car. Do you know what happened, Danica?
Well, you know, it's good to see it, to get the visual on it, but, you know, what it felt like was either I misjudged the braking or everyone jammed up a little bit. I got sideways trying to slow down so that I didn't drive up in the back of anyone, and it just got sideways, and there's nothing you can do. The worst part is that, you know, obviously I didn't want to take anybody with me. I feel bad. What can I say? We were having a reasonable race, and just didn't mean to do it.
But you're okay?
Yeah.
Out of the car, though, and a lot of work to get that 10 car if they're going to get it back into the race, Adam. And real quick, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is in the garage area in his car trying to get that car fixed so they can get back out.
David Gilliland is around down in turn 1 and took a pretty hard hit into the wall.
Heavy
that will put
damage
us
to
under
that car.
our 3rd caution flag.
And we talked about Alex Bowman being far enough.
He's an idiot. He won 2 of these things. Now he's a hero. So
luckily he was able to avoid that.
Round of applause.
Let's see let's see where Stenhouse was in this whole thing, because he was right there.
Gilliland was in 12th, and Ricky Stenhouse to the inside trying to make something happen. The white car is Gilliland.
He's going to come up on his.
Oh, it's a very similar situation. Oh, no, that didn't get him loose there. Now he gets a run, gets into the corner. Oh, same exact situation as he crossed over. That is basically just turning these cars sideways when you get that close and pack air in the left rear.
He had a great finish for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's standing by with Matt Yoakum.
Stenhouse is 17, looked like an animal just maneuvering at will. Were you surprised, though, at how aero-sensitive, or is that a trend we're seeing when we saw the incidents with the 24 and 92?
Yeah, I think it's really something I knew going in. Larson got me real loose in the clash when we were going into turn 1, so I knew kind of how sensitive that was, but you can really pull a car back like that and get some huge runs. And so I was trying to time it where I could pull them back and slide up in front of them. And, you know, it's the cars that are loose are just hard to hang on to. I felt like our Fast Enough Ford drove really, really well, and I was being aggressive, trying to give the fans at home something to watch, so instead of just riding around in the top lane. But I thought we showed exactly what our Fast Enough Ford had in it, and you know, I'm really looking forward to Sunday's race, and you're watching this second duel. But I do want to say we're thinking about everybody there in Parkland, Florida, the tragedy that went on there at the school. We're thinking about you. Hope that y'all can keep pulling through, and we'll race hard for you on Sunday.
Thanks, Ricky. Chris?
All right, thank you. And
pretty wild battle here, coming to 2 to go. 17 of Stenhouse does a slide job on Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott, he kind of could have pushed the issue there, and look, it ends up costing him another position.
Well, I think it cost Stenhouse too.
Yeah, they each lose a spot to Kyle Busch, and
a little frustration.
That's on the cool down lap where things weren't cooled down. They had a discussion about it behind the pit wall afterward.
18's on his quarter panel. He's going to side draft him right here in 3 and 4. Oh my goodness.
Sideways the 18, hard into the wall. Around goes the 24 as well. William Byron sliding all the way to the inside wall. Jamie McMurray caught up as well. Kyle Larson avoiding the 18. He went way down on the apron.
Guys, I'm afraid to say it, but I think Stenhouse was involved in this one as well. So he gets into the quarter panel 18. 18's trying to get down there and side draft, and the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse is not following the 24, not following his line exactly. He's also trying to side draft. So Ricky's trying to side draft 18. 18's coming down to side draft to 24. Just a couple bad decisions there. Kelly.
Outside the infield care center with Kyle Busch. You made it through the first one. You got turned in the second one. What was your take on that wreck?
I don't know. Just, disappointing to get crashed out by the same guy that caused the first crash. But, our interstate batteries Camry showed some good speed. We showed some good patience there in that first stage. We were able to come home second, at least grab some points there. But, man, I don't know. You always come to Daytona waiting to crash and trying to figure out when and where and just hope that you can walk away from it. So that's really frustrating and disappointing to have to race these races like that, just on the fence, on the line of when are you going to wreck, But we go on. We go next week, I guess.
Thank you, Kyle. Dave?
Kelly, William Byron was the leader, and William, you drivers have pretty much taught us the lead is the safest place to be. What happened there?
Yeah, just the 17 car just kind of, hooked the 18 into me. Seemed like he was being really aggressive, and the second time we've kind of been on the wrong end of something with him. So unfortunate for us, but we had a good race going. We needed to really have a really good day, the points position we're in, but overall just part of speedway racing, I guess, but just hate to be on that side of it. But at least we led some laps, so that was good.
Rick, he was doing everything he was supposed to do.
Yeah, interesting comment out of Kyle Busch. He said you just want to be able to walk away. Well, he was involved in an accident where he couldn't walk away. He broke his leg and ankle in an Xfinity Series race here. That same year, he went on to win the championship.
Did Ricky Stenhouse Jr. reach out to you this week? If so, did you communicate? And if so, was it worthwhile or a waste of time?
He did not reach out. I am disappointed that he did not.
Why?
You wipe out half the field. I'm pretty sure there would be a pretty busy Monday for him, but there wasn't. So apparently he just doesn't care.
So does that change how you race him?
I can't worry about people that far back in the field.
And we know that Kyle had some harsh words for him earlier. Looks like he's listening now as Ricky's going to talk with him. And so he had some words with Kyle Busch, and then as he walked away, our Marty Snyder caught up with him.
Well, let's chat qualifying first, Rick, with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And boy, it looked green all the way into 3. Is that where you lost your time?
Yeah, we did. Practice, my qualifying run felt really, really good in our 5th, 3rd, Ford. Just, I went out the first round and we were really loose, so we had to make a second run there in first round, which I felt like may have hurt us a little bit. I'd have liked to have ran that one and then gone out early in the second round so that if we needed to run 2 in the second round, we could. But I was glad of the pickup. We ran a 29.20 to start qualifying. We ran an 85 there at the end. So good qualifying result. We got to make it a little bit better in race trim, though.
You and I talked earlier today, and you said, with the Kyle Busch comments, you said, I really don't care what Kyle thinks. We saw you after you got out of your car. You went over to chat with him. A change of heart, perhaps, or did you feel like you needed to say something?
Not really a change of heart. I just told him why I didn't reach out. I felt like he ran his mouth enough on his radio, and then after the race that I didn't really have anything to say to him. And, I honestly feel like, that I normally do reach out to people when I make mistakes, and I clearly made a mistake, but, with him running his mouth, I just felt like I don't really need to call him. So I just let him know that. I told him that, I was like, hey, you're right. You do run a lot further up front, but I was like, pick and choose your battles wisely because, you will have to deal with me sometime, whether you're lapping me or we get our cars better and we're up there racing with you. So I told him if you want to keep running his mouth, he'd come over, do it around me, and I'll stop it for me, for myself. So
from your end, is it over?
Yeah, I'm fine. But if he wants to keep running his mouth, he can come over and do it to me.
There you go. Some obviously strong words from Ricky Stenhouse after Kyle Busch's strong words earlier today, Dale.
Last lap, Keselowski 0.2 of a second slower than the second place car. And that would get him to the finish line about 3 or 4 tenths of a second ahead of Martin at that pace, unless Martin can pick it up.
And Martin has a couple of cars, one being Ricky Stenhouse Jr., that he's going to have to get past before he even gets in clean air to try to track down Keselowski.
Did a 19, 949 to go.
17, man. He's such a... 3x5 did a 19. He's starting to reel the 2 in right here, so be smart. He's off the bottom.
And I'm preaching. I'm trying to get all the help I can. He's shaking his head, yeah, but obviously the driver ain't relaying the same message.
Just going to put the 19 with his 3 back right here, south side. 2 back 19 closing. Give us 19 on lane. He's up top, outside.
Well, far back, he affects the next car.
He's not racing anyone.
Clear low. All clear, all clear.
Thank you, 17.
What a hell of a fight, MTJ. Proud of you, buddy.
Sorry, man. Hell of a job. Great job. You're the only thing that kept us in all day. 17 cost us that race call.
Yeah, I'm a lot frustrated. You know, lap cars, they have no respect for the leaders, running for the win. It's completely uncalled for, ridiculous. It's a shame, you know, we lined up on that last restart behind all those guys that were lapped down, and I know they were racing for the lucky dog, which is all good, but once they got strung out, the 17 had a straightaway on all of me, and he just wouldn't let me by. He just kept hugging the bottom, and knew that's where I needed to run. I kept telling, you know, my spotter kept telling his, we need the bottom, and, you know, these cars are they punch such a big hole, and it's so bad in dirty air that he just completely killed us for, you know, 25, 30 laps, and to the point where my front tires were gone once I finally got by him, and hell, I still run down the 2 in 2 laps from half a straightaway. So we clearly had the best car, and we're in position to win. You know, it's just guys a lap down have to have a little bit more respect than that.
Now, there was contact. You saw it in our side-by-side coverage between Erik Jones and Ricky Stenhouse.
Yeah, Erik Jones did a nice job getting to the bottom of the 17 of Stenhouse. He goes down to the apron to try to clear him, and then they hit.
Erik Jones audio.
Look at both of your right sides there. I mean, you have a little damage, but I don't think it's even worth pulling on. Just a small crease on the right front end, right rear, but it's not bad at all. Yeah, you can take the 17. Let's talk bad about him at Daytona. You got off the approval list. Apparently.
Oh, this battle's not over yet.
They're holding you down tight your quarter, south quarter,
yeah.
south side.
I also thought Erik Jones might hold him down tight to the apron.
That's what Stenhouse did to Jones.
Exactly.
You're on the apron, stay on the apron.
Payback.
These two guys are willing to mix it up a little bit here, it looks like.
3 to go in stage 1.
Woo! 17 comes up, gets loose. Some great driving right there by both of those guys.
Okay, that 17's going to have to not be such of a dumbass.
Oh, my.
We've got a caution out.
Yeah, caution on the racetrack. 17, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. looked to have slammed the wall. Look at the right side of that car.
Left hand tire down, hit the wall, 8 exit, covered all 4 right sides, damage.
So I think they blew a tire and got in the wall. Both fronts are down, so it's hard to tell which one went, but hit the wall quite a lick there to do that kind of damage. It's knocked it looks like the right front actually got in, and I think he's got a left front tire went down on. Looks like some contact may have created this issue with him. Erik Jones trying to get by. They make contact right here.
Ooh.
Creates either a rub or a cut that left front tire. Here it is, blowing away.
Oh,
man. Right on corner exit into throttle.
That's such a hard hit.
A lot of tire rub right there.
Unfortunately for Ricky Stenhouse Jr., they worked on the car, they did a little strategy, and then it all went wrong. What happened?
Yeah, we just were struggling with the front turn on our fast and all Ford really all day, and you know, we were looking forward to getting to that next stage so that we can make, you know, some wholesale adjustments and continue to try and make it better. But the strategy, we tried to, you know, get some stage points, get some track position. It worked out for us last time. Yeah, you see the 20 just ran over us there. He's got me a couple times now, so he'll have one coming at some point, you know, when he's trying to make the playoffs. So we'll go get him next week at Pocono and see if we can't bring a little bit better race car.
Pretty hard hit. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Ricky walked out under his own power, guys.
Down the list a little bit further, not a bad day for the 20 team of Erik Jones. He's currently 14th and 28 points above the cutoff line. Marty caught up with him.
Well, wow, what a day for Erik Jones. I mean, it's hard to recap everything from the speeding penalty and then getting contact on pit road and then what you thought was a penalty on that last stop that wasn't a penalty. Are you amazed all of that you wind up third?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a sloppy day in my opinion, but it was a good day. It got good stage points in the first stage and, you know, finished well at the end. But The Stanley Camry was good. I mean, you know, all day I felt like we were close. We just needed to get up front and never quite did it, never quite got the lead, but, you know, we were there. And, again, you know, up in the top 5, you can't complain, and especially the points we gained today, it's good. We can definitely get more aggressive with that gap. You know, we're getting close there to having almost a race on them. If we can have a couple more good weeks, we'll be there. So Pocono's a good one. We'll keep doing it, but today was definitely a testament, I think, to our speed and this team. You know, we keep fighting through it. I mean, we never gave up. We did what we needed to do, fixed the damage when we needed to, and got a good finish out of it.
So to be sitting 28, considering where you are, where came in 28 above the cut line, how much comfort does that give you in the final 6 races of the regular season?
Well, it feels better than 2 points for sure. I mean, you know, it's getting there. I wish we had a little bit more, and hopefully just get a win here, not have to worry about it. We're close, and we keep finishing up here in the top 3. It's going to happen. We're going to get there. So just got to keep doing it, and definitely feels going to sleep a lot easier this week with this gap than what we had last week.
Erik Jones ties his best finish of the season with a 3rd.